What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today we're looking at a deck analysis of Darkrai GX, Zoroark GX, Nihilego GX. So we got some synergy between Nihilego's playdown ability, which affects both active Pokemon with special conditions, and Darkrai GX's GX attack. Darkrai GX also has Dark Cleave, which we have a bunch of things to add damage to make Dark Cleave one-shot most of the Pokemon we'll be seeing on the other side, and whatever we can't one-shot with Dark Cleave, we will just affect with a special condition and one-shot with Dark End GX. So, let's get into the deck list. We've got 3 Darkrai GX, this is our main card, 180 HP, Dark Energy. Now, we mostly won't be playing this down. What we want to do is discard this with either an Ultra Ball, a Sycamore, or with Zoroark GX's trade ability. So, Darkrai GX's ability is Restoration. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench. Then attach a Dark Energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. So, this speeds it up. It excels the energy, so you can get it attacking faster, which makes Darkrai GX a speedy attacker because you can restore it with an energy, attach an energy for turn, and then max elixir, and then you're ready to attack with either of its 2 attacks, just like that in one turn. So there's plenty of games where I Dark Cleave on turn 1 if I go second, and every now and then I'll even Dead End GX, a Sylveon GX, or a big attacker like that that's important to kill on my first turn going second. So let's talk about the math that you can hit with Dark Cleave. Most Pokemon GX basics that you'll be seeing on the other side are 180. We can also hit 190, so let's talk about that a bit. Dark Cleave does a base damage of 130. Then we can add 30 with Choice Band. Excuse me. So 130, we'll add 30 with Choice Band. We'll add another 10 with Reverse Valley, so that's up to 170. We can add another 10 with Poison Damage from Nihilego, which is 180. And then we can make the Poison do 2 damage counters. Excuse me. We can make the Poison do 2 damage counters instead of 1 with Seviper, which equals 190 damage after in between turns poison. So to get up to that 190, we'll have to play Nihilego down with something that's not Darkrai in the active, and then retreat it with a Float Stone or Super Scoop it, and then send Darkrai GX up in its place to do Dark Cleave. So there's plenty of games where I consistently hit the 190 or 180 or 170, whichever it is that I need to hit for the Pokemon that I am trying to kill. 170 is easy. It's really, really easy. You just need a Choice Band and a Valley, and you can Guzma up Lele's and take 2 prizes that way. The 190 is for Pokemon like Turtonator, Ho-Oh, Celesteela, Buzzwole, Zygarde. 190 kills all of those. So Dead End GX, it's really important in matches against Stage 2 Pokemon like Gardevoir. So you'll Dead End GX the Gardevoir because you're never going to one-shot it based on its 230 HP and its resistance to Dark. So you'll want to Dead End GX that, and then they'll usually play down a Lele or 2, and you can just Dark Cleave those with a Choice Band and a Reverse Valley. Maybe, so you might, in a game against Gardevoir, Dead End GX, a Gardevoir for 2 prizes, Dark Cleave a Lele for 2 prizes, and maybe pick off 2 1-prizers in the early game. So, that pretty much explains the whole strategy, but it also, Darkrai GX pretty much is your whole strategy, so that's why I spent so much time on just the 1 card. Next, we have a 3 Zorua. I'm sorry I am playing with this Zorua. No one has been able to trade me the Moonlight Madness Zorua, so I'm just sticking with this. We shouldn't really ever be attacking with Zorua, so it doesn't really matter. but play Moonlight Madness Zorua. In real life testing, I play the Moonlight Madness Zorua. Then we play one stand-in Zoroark, both because Mind Jack can do a lot of damage, and because stand-in helps with getting rid of the poison. Excuse me, the poison and confusion that we affect both actives with Nihilego's ability. So if you attach a float stone to stand-in Zoroark, you can just remove that special condition every time you affect it. Next is Zoroark GX, really great synergy with Darkrai. You can trade once during your turn. You may discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. So you can discard Darkrai GX, you can discard a Dark Energy to make Restoration work. And then you draw 2 cards, which might be one of the cards you need for your combo, like the Super Scoop Up, the Max Elixir, the Nihilego, or the Float Stone. This is a deck where you're searching for pieces. Like I said, you might need the Super Scoop Up, you might need the Last Energy, the Max Elixir, the Choice Band, the Nihilego. So the extra 2 cards is really helpful. Also, Riot is speeding, 20 damage for each of your Pokemon in play. And Trickster GX we won't normally use, but it is there if you really need it. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. Excuse me. So, next we have Nihilego GX. I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly now. In the last video where I was testing with this deck, I said Nihilego GX. Now we're going with Nihilego. Seems okay. The pronunciation doesn't matter too much. We've got a 180 HP Psychic Basic GX. We won't ever be attacking with this Pokemon. Hopefully it won't find itself to our active spot. Its ability is what we're using it for, Empty Light. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may leave both active Pokemon confused and poisoned. So, this is the ability that allows us to do the extra damage with Darkrai GX and the ability to Dead End GX. So, Dead End GX needs a special condition on the defending Pokemon. Let's read its text. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, that Pokemon is knocked out. So this is where we get our one-shots on those huge Pokemon that our opponent has set up and thinks can't be one-shot. We just Empty Light, retreat whatever was affected by that special condition, and then Darkrai GX Dead End GX to one-shot it. Note that if your opponent is playing Magearna GX and they have Steel Energy on their defending Pokemon, knocked out is an effect of an attack, so Magearna stops that. So this card is really great it's a great partner for Darkrai. You could probably also use it with a Alolan Muck GX, but I think Darkrai is much more powerful. Next we have Seviper for its ability More Poison, which says it all. Put 1 more damage counter on your opponent's poison Pokemon between turns. That's all we'll be using this for. It's easy to get it down and deal 1 extra damage counter between turns. Then we have 2 Lele. I was running 3, but we just needed the extra room, and we also have additional draw power with Zoroark GX. On to the trainers, we have 2 Field Blower to get rid of Garbotoxin, Float Stones, so we can use our abilities, because without abilities, this deck doesn't work. Also, we can remove Fighting Fury Belts on big GXs, so we can one-shot them. Then we have 4 Max Elixir to go along with the Energy Acceleration for Darkrai GX. 4 Super Scoop Up so we can reuse our Nihilegos and get things out of the active if we need to, if they get poisoned and confused and we need to switch them into a Darkrai GX. 4 Ultra Ball, which is pretty standard. 3 Reverse Valley to make our Dark Pokemon do 10 more damage. 3 Guzma so we can bring up what we want to kill. 1 Lily, because we're not using Bridget in this deck, since Nihilego is played from your hand, and Darkrai GX, you want to discard it. The only Pokemon you want to set up are Zorua and Seviper, and you'll usually get those off of your draws or your Ultra Balls. So Lily's really great for turn 1, because you can get some really explosive starts. 3N and 3 Sycamore. Um, because of the 4 Max Elixir and the 4 Super Scoop Up, this deck doesn't have room for maximum of everything. Excuse me. So we're running 3 and 3 for N and Sycamore, but we're also running the 1 Lily, which will usually be our turn 1 supporter, and we have Zoroark GX for some draw power. Usually once you get flowing with this deck, you don't really need Ns and Sycamores. You really just need to hit Guzmas and Super Scoop Ups, because you'll be one-shotting everything with Dark Cleave or Dead End GX. Let's see. Next is 4 Choice Band, because we want to always be hitting for maximum damage with Dark Cleave, Mind Jack, and Riotous Beating. 3 Floatstone, because we always want to be able to get whatever we affect on our side with Empty Light out of the active position. And then 12 Dark Energy. 13 would be really nice, but I can't find the room for it, so we're just running 12. So that is Darkrai Zoroark Nihilego. This deck is so much fun to play. I really suggest trying it out. It's also really, really strong, and it's fast. You can get those games every now and then where you just miss pieces you need every turn and nothing happens for you. But most of the time, in my experience, it's been really strong, really fast. It's a combo deck. It doesn't really run like any other deck in the format, and I think it's a lot of fun to play because of that. So, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think of the deck, and let me know what deck analysis you want to see next. Thanks for watching Celio's Network, and I'll see you next time.